So from the start, we wrote a business plan to get the funding to start SQ2. We took it to the bank, but because I just graduated from art school, we had student loans, etc., and the bank weren't willing to back the company. So we had to look elsewhere for funding because we realised we did need a bit of money to start the company, even though we'd outsourced places where we could go and print and start making samples. So we ended up going to the Prince's Trust, the Scottish Youth Business Trust. Gave us £5,000, but to get that £5,000 you had to write a very comprehensive business plan, do all the costings, meet with a panel of business people who pulled your business plan apart. So it's quite a nerve-wracking thing when you're sort of straight out of university and you're not understanding how a business works. But you've had to pull this business plan together. There's a lot of guidelines to help you with it, so you do get through it, and it actually helps you long term to understand how a business works and how you can set goals that are realistic. So if we look at our first business plan, I mean, we thought we were going to take over the world in the first year, but reality is not really that easy. You have to set realistic goals so you don't beat yourself up about it in a year's time. You need to look at your figures and look at how much you're invoicing every month so that you know that the company's growing and that you're making profits. So long term you can take a salary. Because in the early stages we did have part-time jobs as well, so all the money was going back into the business that the business was making. So really that first business plan was the starting point, but after the first year you realise it's actually not going to be as simple as that. So we did write another plan which was more realistic. We looked at the figures a lot more closely. We knew how many customers we had at that time and how many more customers that we could get. And since then we've written a new business plan every year, and the strategy has got more and more in depth as we've learned more and more about how to run a business. And you set your goals higher each year so that you do keep growing. I think in business it's very easy to get to a point where you're like, right, we're making money now, let's just sit back and enjoy it. But you do realise early on that's just not the case. Customers, they come and go, they choose new people to work with, and you do have to keep looking at the next opportunity. And that's really where your business planning and strategy planning come in. And then longer term, you'll start to have monthly management accounts, which we do, and that shows you exactly how much money you're making from each customer, how much your overheads are. But really, the earlier you have a good understanding of the figures, the more successful your business will be.